create super user, correct? We will say python manage.py create super user. Okay, here we are going to create some credentials. I will give username as task itself. I will leave this email address blank. We give password. So I'll press Y and enter. Okay. Now I'm going to run my server again. Okay. I will run my server again and let us go back. I'll just reload and try to access those credentials. Okay. And I'll hit login. See, I have logged into my admin panel. Correct. I logged into my admin panel. Now what I have to do is I need to see the model which I have created here. Okay. Here I want to register that particular model which I have created. How am I going to do that? Okay. Just put this down. Now, whenever we want to register our model onto our admin panel, what we have to do is we need to go to this admin.py file. Okay. We have to go to this admin.py file and here we are going to create. Here I will create as so first, if I want to register that particular model, what I have to do? Tell, reply quickly. If I want to register that particular model, I have to first import it. Correct? I will do from dot models import my task. Correct? Why dot models? Dot means current directory. Correct? Dot represents the current directory and you can see this admin.py file and this models.py file is in the same directory. That's why we are giving dot models. From current directories models, import me that particular class that has been created. Okay, this class I am importing. After importing this class, what I am going to do? We will say admin dot site dot register. Site means basically your this your website. Okay, there is a module called a site. All your this customization on your site whenever you are creating, that can be done using this. Okay, but we are not bothered about what is this site and all in depth. We just have to create, we just have to register our model that we have created onto our admin panel. That's it. Okay, how we are going to register it? And inside this register function I will type my task. Okay, in type my task. Okay, after doing this I'll go back to my admin panel and I will reload. You can see as soon as I reload I can see this task is the app name and this my tasks is the model name that we have created. If I click on this my task model, you can see that it is empty because we have just now created that particular table. Now if I want to add some data into it, I will click on this add my task. Okay, I will click on that add and here I will add some task. Okay, I'll just save it. Now I'm getting food. Okay, now you guys tell me, is this a table or it This project is also a string. It is storing in the form of string. Why am I getting only string? Because of what? Because of what am I getting this name only? Yes, because of that magic method we have written, right? And that magic method is returning only the name of the this task. Return admin dot model admin. Correct? Yes or no? Did you guys remember this? Okay. And here, if I want to display it in the form of a table, if I want to display this in the form of table, I will write one variable called as list underscore display. Okay, where it is going to contain the list of all the fields. Correct? It is going to contain the list of all the fields. How many fields do we have in total? How many fields do we have? Are you sure we have two? What about the one which Django creates? In total, we have three. Okay, along with ID. So I will say ID. Okay, comma string of let's say that's name and then DESC. And make sure you should not make any spelling mistakes while writing these names, as well as they are case sensitive. Okay, they are case sensitive. Afterwards, what I'm going to do after I create this format, what I will do, guys? Tell me. Come on, first. We are going to do what? Link. Kind of. Basically, we have to register this class also. Okay. Where just after this register, in this register function, the second argument will be our my task admin. Okay. This customized class we have to register as a second argument to our register function. Okay, done. That's it. If I go here and reload now, I'm getting it in the form of a table. Okay, I'm getting it in the form of table. Understood? Now rest of the things you guys can do it by yourself, like ordering. Ordering we can do. I will do ordering as ID. Okay, now it is in the form like in the descending order, right? I will change it to ascending order. If we do ordering equal to ID, okay, all these things you can try by yourself. Okay, that was about your admin panel. Understood? Admin panel and creation of models. I'm going fast because I have already taught these things. Okay, and you guys were there also. Okay, done. Understood. What you want to see? This. What's the doubt, Santosh? Ask now only. Now, forget about admin panel. Now, we could have done some, CRUD operations here also. Basically, whenever I click on this and create anything, okay, whenever I click on this, add my task and create anything, that means it's a create method. It's a create operation. Correct? Yes, Abhishek, I'm going to teach any of this thing, like any of this task. And if you go inside, what will happen? You can edit any of that task, correct? You can edit and save terminal itself. So basically all these CRUD operations you are doing using what? Using this interface. What if you want to create what if you want to create your own CRUD operations? Okay, what if you want to create, um, like let's say you are creating one website, okay, a social media app you are creating. In that social media app, you want to create one model which is going to kind of post all the things whatever users are uploading. For example, we all are using Instagram, right? So in Instagram, whenever we upload any of the post, let's say I am uploading any of the post, that means it's a create operation, correct? Yes or no? It's a create operation. Whenever we are uploading any post, let's say you went somewhere, you went for a picnic, and there you clicked some pictures, and then you did something. So all those things are what you are creating some memories, correct? Yes or no? I hope all of you have written down each and every command that I have shown you. Yes, correct? Yes or no? Okay. Now let us work on displaying all these tasks onto our browser. Okay. We have created some two tasks, right? Food and project. These two tasks we have created. Let us see if we can print these onto our website. Okay. So what I'm going to do, we will make use of templates. Okay. Previously, you guys have already printed all these articles, right? You have printed all these tasks also. Yes or no? You have printed, right? Using for loop. It was a list of dictionary. You used for loop and displayed all the articles and all those things you have done. Yes or no? So if you have practiced it enough, then this part which I am teaching you is much more simpler than that. Okay. So for that, what do we do first? What we have to do? We will create one templates folder into our apps. Okay. I will do it app level only. Okay. Just I will create this templates folder and urls.py file. urls.py file. Only these folders, one folder and one file I have already created, templates and URLs. Okay. How do we start? We are going to start working on our view, correct? We will start working on our view. Now, whenever you say, let's say tasks, task underscore list, okay? We had these tasks, correct? ID1, name, name I will give as task 1, okay? And description I will give as desk 1, okay? To give comma also. Now everyone just forget about those tasks, okay? Just forget about the models. For now, we are again going to do the same thing, okay? And I know you guys already know this, okay? At least I hope you know, okay? We used to create something like this, correct? And here I have to create context and pass this list, correct? Here I will create one context equal to, okay, I will say tasks. Okay, tasks colon task list. Okay, that it's a dictionary, Omkant. We have to create a dictionary. Okay, and we have to pass here as a third argument. Okay, we have to pass it here as a third argument. Up till here, you guys know? Yes, up till here, all of you know how to do all these things. I have also told you, given you the assignment of this, and if you still can't do it, do not ask me any further backup classes. Okay? Okay. So you said you know all these things. Now what I have to do? You only tell. Now what should I do? Create home.html. Okay. I will create home.html. So basically, I will make this as you know, it should extend some other template. So I will create base.html also. Okay, base.html. We are going to have this entire code. Correct. We will have this entire code here. We are going to create what blog content. I'm going to do it quickly. Okay, I will just keep on writing it faster because you guys already know this thing. You said you know this. You have already worked on this. Okay, block content. Okay, done with this. Now what I have to do? So this we are passing. And below, what I will do now, if I want to render all these tasks, what I have to do, guys? Tell me. For loop, correct? We have to use the Django for loop. We will say for task in tasks, correct? Yes or no? For task in these tasks, correct? And what this task is going to store? What will this task store? Each dictionary, correct? This task is going to store each and every dictionary, correct? Now what I will do, I will just say h h3, and here I will just display the name of the task. Okay, how will I do that? If I want to display the name of the task, how am I going to do that? Come on, answer fast. Correct. I will say task dot name. Okay, say task dot name. Okay, done up till here. Okay, everyone understood up till here? Yes. Obviously, we have to create a route for that, right? Yes. Just give me a minute. We have to do with this. Tell what we have to do with this app URL now. We have created one URL into our app URLs, correct? What do we do now? Yes, we have to include it or connect it, or you can say link it to our project URLs. So we'll go to our project URLs here. You have to just import one another function called as include function. Okay, this include function, afterwards you just have to write path, and okay, I will just keep it empty. Okay, I will keep this route as empty itself because it's my home page, right? I'll keep it empty, and then I will say yes. We'll say task dot urls. Okay, I'll put comma also. Done. Only slash. Yes. What it is doing here? It is giving me both the task, right? Oh, we didn't change here, I guess, right? In our views, we didn't change. Yeah, this is 2. This is also 2. Correct? This is 2 and this is also 2. Yeah. If we want description, that also we can print. After this, in a p tag, we will do task dot description. Are we getting it? Yes or no? Am I getting it or not? Yes. I hope up till here everyone knows. Correct? I hope up till here everyone knows, right? ID also. Okay. Now, instead of creating our data like this, what we have done, what we have come up with, instead of writing our data like this, we have created models, correct? We have created models and we have stored some data into that models, those models. Yes or no? Now, you guys tell me, how do we fetch all the data from the models? How do we fetch the data from the models? Do you guys know how to fetch the data from the models? Database, right? We have created database for our models. For the data, we have created one model, one table is there to store all this data. So if I want to print all this data, then obviously I need to first get the data from that particular model. Correct? Yes. We are going to make use of all method. Okay. We are going to make use of all method. But before even I make use of this is in the same folder. Correct? This views and models is in the same directory. So what I will do, I will say from dot models. Okay, from dot models import that class. What is that class name? My task. Correct? Then my task is the name of that class. Yes or no? Now what I will do, do I need this data? Do I need all this data? No, because we have our Superman now, who is this my task, who is storing all the data without wasting our lines. So we will remove all these things. Okay. Come inside this function now. Okay. Come inside this function. I will make use of the same name. Okay. I will say task list. Okay. Task underscore list equal to what it is going to be, guys? Tell me. Task list equal to my task dot objects dot all. Correct? We'll say my task dot objects. See here, now it is suggesting us all these things, right? See, objects dot all method. All of you understood this line? Did all of you understood this line? Yes or no? Answer me fast. Yes, right? What I'm doing? And after that, after collecting all this data, after collecting this data into this task list variable, you guys tell me what I have to do next now. What I have to do now? Next. Do I need to change here anything? You only tell me, do I need to change anything here? What I have to change? If you are saying yes, then what do I have to change here? What is task list? See, is there dictionary? All method will return what? This all method is going to return what? A query set, right? It is going to return one query set. All method is returning yes or no? Isn't it similar now? List of dictionary. This is also list of object means list of dictionary itself. Correct? And in that dictionary, what are the fields we have? What are all the fields do we have in this dictionary? In this my task, what do we have fields? We have ID, we have name and description. Correct? ID, name and description. Now, this task list is containing what? Basically, it is containing one list of dictionaries. Correct? Running a for loop and calling name and description. What I did, that entire all those lines previously which we have written here, like right? Task list we had written. So many lines have been converted into just one line of code, that is my task.objects.all, where all those records are being stored into our database. Correct? Yes or no? We just replaced all those lines of code into just one line of query. Yes or no, guys? Are you guys understanding this? What I'm trying to do? We have already seen this in the shell. Now, what I am doing is we are just replacing that entire code with this just one line of code, one line of query. Now, if we come here and reload, what we are going to get? Am I going to get this task 1 or task 2 or the one which is there in our database? Yes. From the database, whatever is there, we are going to get. And I will reload it now. See, aren't we getting it from the database or not? Did we receive everything from the database? Yes? Yes or no? Okay. Understood up till here, everyone? Did everyone understood up till here? Yes or no? Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Now what we are going to do? See, till there you have understood, right? Now, shall we make it clickable? Yes. Abhishek, I am teaching a new topic. Shall we make this as clickable? Okay. If I'm making this clickable, what I will do is I will just remove this. Okay. I'll remove this description and all. I will just keep the name of the task. Okay. I'll keep name of the task. We'll do it something like this. Okay. Say task dot id as this. Okay. I will remove this description and I will make this task name as clickable. I'll say anchor tag. Put this entire into here. I hope you guys are not getting confused with this. Simple HTML it is. You're not getting confused, right? Say no if you're not getting confused. Okay, fine. Let me say I'll reload. Okay, we are getting right food and project. Yes or no? We are getting food and project. Now all of us know right how to create a details page for this. If I click on this food, it is going to go to another page and load all those things. Yes or no? We pass ID from this. You guys remember? Do you guys remember that? Shall we do that? Shall we do it for today? We'll complete it for once until here. Okay? Yeah. What I will do? We are going to create one view. Correct? We are going to create one view called as def detail. Okay? No, we will say task. Shall we say task? Yeah. Task data we'll say. Okay? We will say task details. Better. We'll say task details. Okay? This is going to take what? Request. Yes or no? Yes. It is going to take request and ID. Correct? It is going to take request and ID. And what else? We'll return. First, we will do only this much. Okay? We'll say return render request, comma, and say task.html. And here we are not passing any context. So now what I have to do? I have to first. Now what I will do, guys? Tell. Okay. Let's say do. Let's say we'll do that. Task.html. Okay. This is going to in extends base.html, and this will be block content in the block content. Okay, we'll decide afterwards what to write in this. Okay, first thing is first, our main important task is that in views we need to get that particular task. Correct? Based on its ID we need to get that particular task. I will make this ID as pk. Okay, pk stands for, guys, pk stands for what? Primary key. Okay, we usually call it as primary key only. Okay, I'll call it as pk. Now you guys tell me, how am I going to get that particular task? Okay, tell, how am I going to get that task? Yes, Santosh, what's the doubt? What is the doubt? I'm just giving it some name. It's my choice. You want to give ID? Give. Better. I keep it ID only. Asking. Okay. Fine. We'll keep it ID only because you guys do not want to go out of syllabus at all. So we'll keep it as you want. Fine. How you were getting the details of a particular task or an article? How you were getting it before? We used to write something like for I in let's say task list, maybe. Correct? For I in task list we used to check if I of id is double equal to this id, then store the data equal to something like this. Yes or no? Correct. 4 5 lines of for loop we used to write when it comes to the actual task list when we have. But when it comes to database, when it comes to retrieving a specific item or a specific record from the database, we already have one function, right? One method we have. What is that method? To retrieve one particular item. What is that method, guys? Get method. Correct. We have a get method. Using this get method, what we are going to do? We are going to fetch it. Obviously, we are passing some ID, right? We are passing some ID from the front end. All of you know how to pass ID and all from the front end. Yes or no? All of you know how to create the URL for ID and all. Yes. Okay. Now what we are going to do, I'll say data equal to, how will I write? I want to fetch, quickly write. Entire thing I want. Okay. I want entire thing. How you are going to use this ID and all. Utilize that ID. Is ID a string, Vanita? Correct, Omkant. Venugopal is also correct. Swarna, are you giving me to fill in the blank? Task equal to. Should I fill it? Okay, fine. Yes, you guys are there. Correct. So I'll say my task dot objects dot get. Correct. And what I will do, I'll say ID equal to this ID if the ID which is present in this my task, it is equal to the ID which we are passing here. Then store entire thing in that data. Okay. And what I will do, I will create a context now. Okay. I'll say context equal to data colon data. Correct? Yes or no? I hope all of you know the rest of the things now up till here, that we have to pass this context. See guys, I'm not even going faster. I will at least not call this as fast because all these things you guys know already. Okay. Oh, it's okay, fine. So all these things you guys know. Okay. So the thing is here, that entire for loop or that for 3 4 lines of code, right? We used to write, is to iterate and then get check for all these conditions and all. We don't have to do that now. We just have to replace it with this one line of code and done. Entire thing is done again. Now what we are doing, we are getting one dictionary or one object we are getting, correct? And we are storing it in this data. And what I will do now, I'll go to that task dot object. Okay. Salman, ID equal to ID means basically I'm checking whether this ID, this, see, you are, we were passing something like this, right? ID equal to 1, ID equal to 2, ID equal to 3 we were passing. But now we are passing this ID from our front end, correct? We are passing that ID from the front end. So basically you won't be really, hard coding all these things. You want to make it static, like anywhere you click, only first task will be displayed. No, we have to pass ID dynamically here. That's what I'm doing here. ID equal to ID. Why? That is not a syntax. We are not checking for any this conditions here. We are not using conditional operators and all. Salman, this is a syntax. This is what I'm passing a keyword argument. It's a keyword argument. We are not checking here condition. Please understand, we are not checking this condition. We are passing a keyword argument to this get, so that in this get function, this get method is going to return it, to do it is going to do all those things. We are not checking condition here. Okay. Afterwards, after getting the data, what I'm going to do, I will go to the task.html and here we will print. Let us print like h1. Okay, we'll say h1 uh, data dot name, and we will say h3 maybe, h3 data dot description. Okay, now what do we have to do for this? We have to create one URL, right? Yes or no, guys? Correct. First we have to create a URL for this. Here I'm going to create one URL. We'll say path, I'll say data, no, I'll say task only, task. How do we create a dynamic URL? How am I going to create it, guys? Okay, only slash. Correct, Omkar. Don't you guys remember slash int of id? Yes, going to do this slash int of id, and then I'm going to call the view dot task underscore details. Okay, and here I will give it a name. Okay, I'll give a name as task itself. Done. Remember this, all of you remember this. Did you understood this? Okay, all of you understood, right? Yes or no? Please answer me. Now what we have to do? Now what we'll do? Now what we'll do, guys? Templates. We have already included this entire URL into our project URL, no? Okay. Up till here only we will try. Okay, we will try passing it by ourselves only. Okay. Yes, we have to do it in href only. Yes, correct. But we will just try to pass it by ourselves. Manually we will try. Okay. I will reload. See if it is running or not. Something is wrong. It is callable itself. Okay. Fine. Everything is running fine. What I will do? We will go to that route, correct? I'll say task. If I just type task, what it is telling me? To pass some ID. Yes or no? It is telling me to pass some ID, right? Here. So we will try to pass it. Okay. I'll say /1. If I type /1, what should I get? What I should get? Food. Correct? I should get that food one, correct? Am I getting it? Correct. It is retrieving us, right? If I type 2, what I'll get? I'll get the second task, which is project, I guess. Okay. Am I getting it? Yes. What if I type 3 now? What if I type 3? Will I get nothing or error? Tell me guys. Am I going to get nothing or I'll get error? Error, right? Because see, I'm passing what? I'm passing this link, correct? Task slash 3. It will come to our these URLs. It will check task slash 3. That means we are passing 3 as a value for this ID, correct? Afterwards, it is going to come to our views. Which view is going to run? This task details view is going to run, correct? And for that we are passing one ID, that is 3. Now 3 ID, it is going to check, and here we are using the get method, correct? We are using get method, so it will check whether do we have any ID 3 or not. Do we have anything called as like anything with ID 3? No. So this get method is going to throw us error. We'll try. I press enter and see. Does not exist error. Correct? It is giving us my task matching query does not exist. The same error we used to get, right, when we tried in our shell also. See, it is highlighting this also, saying this data equal to my task. This is not going to work. Okay. Let's say I'm passing ID. Okay. I'm passing ID equal to 1. Okay. What will happen? It is going to come to our project URL first. It will try and match the pattern. After that, it is going to send it to our app URLs. Correct? App URLs. In app URLs, what do we have? I'm getting this much. Correct? Task slash 1. So it is going to try and match with these patterns. So it is matching here. Correct? Now this 1 will go as an argument for this, like a value for this ID parameter. Okay, and it is going to go for which function? Task details function. Okay, now what ID we are passing? We are passing 1. Correct? We are passing ID as 1, so it is going to go to this task details, and ID will be having the value as 1. Okay, now it is going to come here. Okay, and it will check. We are using a get method here. So we are passing ID equal to ID. Now the value of this ID value is what? 1. So basically it is kind of checking whether ID is equal to 1 or not. Okay. And if there is any object with an ID 1, it is going to retrieve in our data. Okay. It is going to store it in the data, and we are passing this data as a context to our task.html, and it is going to display data.name and data.description, which we are getting here, data.name and data.description. Understood? Yes or no? Understood? Okay. Now we have not made it clickable, right? Like we have made it clickable, but if I click on it, I want to go to that details page, correct? How will I do it, guys? If I click on this, if I click on this, I want to go to that page. How will I do that? Everyone knows about this. Tell me now. We are going to make use of what? You have already said it. Correct. We have to pass it into our href. Correct. Where is that? Into our this home page. Correct. We have to implement dynamic URL now. Okay. Dynamic URL routing. We have to implement. See here. If I click on this name, if I click on this name, I want to be able to redirect to that particular details page where it is going to just display me the details about that particular task. Yes or no? So you guys tell me what I'm going to write in this href. What I'll write in this href? Link. Am I going to write link? That is how we used to do it. Correct. We are going to make use of Django tag called as URL tag. Correct. We are going to make use of URL tag. Yes or no? Did you guys remember about this URL tag? Correct. Okay. So I will take inside this href, I will say URL tag and the name. What we have given name here? If I check in my URLs, what's the name? Task. Okay. I have given the name as task itself. Okay. I'll go back to my home page. Here I will say task. That's it. Is that it, guys? Done? Is that it, or do we have to give do we have to write anything else? Correct. We have to pass what? We have to pass ID also, right? We need to pass ID also as an argument because at this particular route, which is task, there is task details, which is expecting one argument, correct? That argument is ID. So just after this, we will pass. Similar to this only, task.id will pass here. Okay. Task.id. Correct. Is everything correct here? Everything is correct. Are we good to go? Or do we have anything else left? Shall we try it? Or do we have anything else, guys? Okay. Should I try? Let's see. I'll go back here. I will reload. If I click on food, I'm going here. Correct? If I click on project, it is working. Yes or no? Did we successfully converted the static data into dynamic data now? Yes or no? We had some static data, right? We converted it into, like, we fetched all this data from the database. Yes or no? Correct? Yes, right? Everyone, we did it, right? Successfully. Okay. Now, I hope everything is clear. Whatever I have taught today, is everything clear? Both the topics. I have nothing I have done. Everything is same. All the things you guys know. I've just taught how many lines? Only 2 lines I have taught, guys. See, if you notice, everything I have taught before. Only 2 lines. This one line and second line. That's it. These 2 lines also you know already. Yesterday I have taught all these things. Day before yesterday also I have taught these both. Correct. So this is just how you are going to implement it into your real project. Okay. I'm not going to do entire CRUD operations now. It is going to be confusing. So I hope all of you know all these things already. Here, only 2 things you have to implement. That is getting all the data and getting a particular data. That's it. Start implementing. If you have any older project also, you can do that. Okay.